Welcome to my video. Now that we have the intro out the way, now we're going to start on basically identifying trends. This is something that you will need to know as one of the basis of your reasoning for a particular trade, because ultimately we in the market as traders want to move with the trend. We don't want to basically take positions against the trend. So this is how we would conduct identifying whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend. So ultimately, you can get on those continuation opportunities. So let's get started. I have Bitcoin versus USD on the chart. So we're going to conduct a little teaching on how to identify uptrends, how to identify downtrends, and the levels that are basically best in the market to, take those continuation trades so you don't suffer any, sufficient drawdown of some sort. So let's just get started. Okay, we're going to get started with the uptrend and what to look at as far as pullbacks and how these pullbacks are important to the overall structure of the uptrend. All right, so if we go to the charts, I'm going to maximize the vision on the chart. So let's go to zoom in. So let's get in this area where we seen Bitcoin reach the highs of 20,000. So let's we can start at the point of around 3,000, the high 2000s. So the situation we had with Bitcoin was, it was in a substantial uptrend that reached the highs of 20,000. So let's look back and see how this information is factual in the market. So basically we have the low here, okay? If you notice, we have a lot of lower highs being made in the market. When I say lower highs, I mean these points here, you see these little increments in the market as the market has not broken structure. So it looks like a stairs type of structure. Okay, you have this low here off the pullback. You have this low here that didn't break the last lower high, and as well as you have this pullback here, which has not broken these lows as it continued upwards. So as you can see, you have these pullbacks that are created in the market. Okay, these here. This could even be considered a pullback, these little pullbacks here of consolidation. And as well as you have this here. As you can see, when you're identifying a certain trend, whether it be uptrend or downtrend, you have to take into account the supply zones that the uptrend is basically making for your vision. So when I mention the pullbacks in the market, I'm referring to these moves here, okay, which ultimately give you a base of whether you want to buy or sell when it gets to that certain point. The market has certain rules as far as the behavior of the market. So a lot of the times, if you have a situation where we are not breaking these lower highs, then you would identify this certain structure as being in an uptrend. It's that simple. But you have to take into account the type of corrections we have during the uptrend, okay? You have small pullbacks and as well as you have large pullbacks. So ultimately, you know, whether we're going up for a long-term scale, the market will always make corrections, whether they be long-term corrections or short-term corrections. So when looking at a point of reversal for whether it be an uptrend or a downtrend, you would be looking for the break of these supply zones, okay? All right, let's get to the downtrend. All right, when you are looking at a downtrend, you have to take into account that the uptrend is just a completely inverse way of looking at the chart. So basically the rules are completely the same. If you inverse the uptrend, it would look exactly like a downtrend. So keep that in mind when you know I'm going over key points within the downtrend. All right. When we are experiencing a downtrend, we will have a point of reversal as a point of reversal from the uptrend. And the first way you can look at when the reversal will happen or when did it happen, it will give you factual information on the chart, of course, after it happened. So once you have a break of this zone here within the uptrend on Bitcoin, with this move here, that would be a point of reversal for this particular pair due to the technicals, okay? Whenever a supply zone is broken, that basically tells us as traders that, you know, the market is in a reversal pattern. There's a chance of more downside. So, you know, it keeps us out the market for any buys. So as you can see on Bitcoin, we have a break of the particular zone here, which it was at around 14,000. We have experienced more downside, okay? And what it looks like to me currently, that we are in a bear cycle, meaning, yes, a downtrend was made recently. And we are still suffering from this downtrend. We have not broken out of this downtrend as of yet. So any buys would be, you know, counter trend trade buys, because we are moving down as in a downtrend. So once we have had the reversal, one way you could identify that we are heading down, we have more downside, is these levels of importance were not broken, okay? This supply zone that was made here, this one that was made here, this one that was made here, and as well as this one here. And we are currently still under the downtrend. As you can see, these pullbacks and supply zones are made in the market, which they have made lower lows in the market, okay? And as well as here. Now, the thing is, when you say, oh, when should we buy Bitcoin, blah, 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 this is when you should really be taking a lot of buys on the Bitcoin for a long term. Meaning once this downtrend is broken, we will see the, you know, test of this supply zone here. But as a intraday trader, we have to capitalize on the movement for today. So basically, this way of thinking would basically be converted down to the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. The same information. So if we go down currently on the 5-minute chart and look at opportunities that we could capitalize on a daily basis, okay? And let's see what structure this is as making for our, you know, our positions for the day. So currently we are in a basically a correction type of structure on the short term, but there are opportunities in the market that you could capitalize on as well. As you can see, as this move here, even this move here, as well as this move here, Okay. So looking at the market, identifying the trend, as you can see, we have a small trend here that was made on up. You can capitalize on these continuation positions on a short term. The information is factual, and I will get into that later.